Hey, you wild women! Welcome to another wild take, because little nuggets of inspiration are sometimes all you need to keep going. If you've ever second guessed yourself, played small, or waited until everything was ready before making your move, I see you, because I've been you, and there are some days I still am. And let me tell you, that strategy of playing small is killing your momentum. What you really need is conviction. This isn't about mindset fluff. This is about the single most powerful thing you need to build anything. And it's not a funnel. It's not a 5 a.m. wake up call or another planner. It's the belief in yourself when there is zero proof that it'll work. Success doesn't come from having the perfect plan. It comes from having full-on belief in yourself and your vision. Because let's be honest, half the time, you don't know exactly what you're doing. You're launching something new, raising your prices, pitching yourself for a podcast or a partnership, and it's scary AF. It's vulnerable. But here's the thing. People don't buy your program. People don't buy your coaching. They don't even buy your product. They buy your belief in yourself, your belief in your offer, your belief that this thing will actually help them. That's conviction. It's the energy that says, this might be new, this might be messy, but I know it's powerful and I know it's needed. Conviction is what carries you when the results don't show up immediately. It's what helps you stay grounded when you're waiting on that first big sale. It's what makes you magnetic, because confidence is contagious and it's sexy. It's actually the sexiest thing. So if you're hesitating on something right now, a price increase, a launch, a visibility opportunity, I want you to ask yourself this question. Do I believe in this enough to go first before anyone claps, before the money lands, or before it's proven? Because that's what successful women do. They don't wait for evidence. They become it. And that is all how I finally took the first step in launching a big event. And I didn't start this event by doing one weekend with 20 women or a day with 100. I went straight for max capacity of the building that I rented, 350 women. And you know, it's funny. It's not selling the tickets that's what scared me. What scared me is creating the experience that I had envisioned for myself, for everybody else. But I had conviction in the idea that the Pink Skirt Project was going to be something great, even beyond it being an event. I knew that every step I take, the path would reveal itself. And I knew that God was beside me, nudging me, pushing me, saying, this is the thing you have to do. You don't have to see the whole vision. You don't have to have the 10-year plan. It's going to work. And trust me on this. And with full conviction, I went full send. No turning back, full send into the event space. Oh my gosh. And let me tell you, when you believe in something enough and you have the capacity and the energy to see it through, it can change lives. Conviction creates certainty in uncertainty. When you're building a business, the road ahead is often unclear, but conviction acts like a compass, and it says, I might not have all the answers, but I believe in where I'm going. That's because that's how a compass sounds. Obviously, we want a British accent. Clarity magnetizes people, customers, and clients towards you. It creates and magnetizes opportunities and support. Let me tell you, I had so much conviction for this event that people often ask, what is it, the Pink Skirt Project? What does that even mean? And the more I told the story, the more it magnetized, and it allowed me to attract people to become some of the most epic volunteers, which we call ambassadors. It attracted the best people whose bums were in the seats. It attracted the best sponsors, and it attracted the best support you could possibly imagine. When you believe in something enough, you can see it through, knowing that it will attract the right people and the right opportunities when you need it most. Walking around with conviction with your idea, or with whatever it is you're doing, with the belief that you will podium at a competition, or that your kids will love you to death forever. People buy your belief before they buy your offer. And I've already said this, but here's what I mean by this. When you speak or sell with conviction, people feel it. Have you ever been forced to buy something you don't need or subscribe to a service you don't know what you're going to do with? It's because you believed in that person's belief. And whether or not you need it, you believed that, oh my gosh, they're so in belief of this product and service that I'm going to change my life because of this. It's going to help me. And whether or not it didn't matter. You bought into their belief. It's not what you're offering. It's how certain you are that it'll change lives. If you don't believe in your value, no one else will. This is why there are some people who are really great at dating, and there are some people that suck at dating because they just don't believe in yourselves. They don't have the conviction that they're deserving of love, or the conviction of deserving of a good time, or trusting somebody with their heart, because we think of a heart in a little glass box, right? So you have to believe in yourself before you can actually sell a product or service. You have to believe in what you're selling in order for it to be even an ounce of fun, right? Have you ever tried to sell anything you hate? I remember in my college days, I actually sold circus tickets. I was cold calling to sell circus tickets for Shriners or something. I can't remember. And I lasted 2-hour shift because I just didn't believe in circus tickets, to be honest with you. Here's the thing that conviction does for you. It anchors you when your fear kicks in. Because think about all those moments in business when you were the most scared. What is a moment right now? Think about that moment. For me, it was putting the deposit down for the venue. I was so fearful. Like, what if this fails? What if nobody buys a ticket, or I don't land a single sponsor, or something atrocious happens and someone decides to cancel me and then everyone cancels me? Then I'm on the hook for paying these vendors, but the venue being one of the most expensive one. But it was a bold move. And I was in such conviction of the idea that even though this fear was kind of flying around me, I still knew I needed to go through with it. See, every bold move, like raising prices or hiring or launching something, will come with fear. But conviction is in the absence of it. It's actually the decision to move through it anyway. And it keeps you from quitting when results don't show up right away. Or it keeps you from quitting when you have absolutely no clue what you're doing, where you're going, or how you're going to make it happen. You just know it will. You believe in the idea or the product so much that it will be successful. Conviction also helps beat perfection. You see, a lot of women, they delay action because they want the plan to be flawless, like their skin. But conviction lets you take messy, aligned action and learn fast. The most successful women I know aren't the smartest. Heck, no, they're not the smartest. But they're the most certain. They're the most certain with decisions. They're most certain with who they need to hire, where they want to go, how they want to dress. The women with complete conviction are actually the most powerful women in the room. They don't need to have an MBA or a Harvard degree. They just need to know who they are, and they are the most certain. Conviction builds self-trust, because I learned in this process to trust myself. I've never run such a big event with so much on the line. It is one of the riskiest industries to be in, because it all comes down to those 1 or 2 or 3 days. And there's so much risk in that. But I started to trust myself the more I jumped into it. I started to trust myself the more chances I took and the more people I brought on board. Every time you act from a place of belief and not self-doubt, you collect proof that you can trust yourself. And the more you trust yourself, the more boldly you move ahead and you lead. I'll take this as an example. When I was doing CrossFit and I was trying to get my snatch, trying to increase the weight of my snatch. So the snatch is where you have the bar and you go from the ground, and you pull it up past your head and essentially thrust it up. So it's the movement that has the most extension. And it's tough because when you get to, especially a woman, when you get to this part between your chest and knows there's like this weird leverage point that if you actually don't have the movement, not necessarily the strength, you won't get it. And I remember trying to go from lifting 80 to 85 pounds. It's a 5 pound difference. And just knowing that it was 5 pounds heavier and I've never lifted this weight before was the only doubt that I had in myself. And it stopped me from lifting their weight until I did the opens, which is in the CrossFit world, it's a competition essentially where anybody in the world can participate. When I was doing the opens, I did not know that I had put 85 pounds on the bar because I was just so in it and I lifted it like it was a feather. And afterwards, the judge who was judging me said, Renee, that was 85 pounds. So now I had so much self-trust because I had already done it that the next time I went and loaded up 85 pounds, no problem. You see, the more you trust yourself, the more boldly you can lead, and the heavier you can lift. And so all this to say that the one and the most powerful thing that you can do that beats a perfect plan, that beats a perfect strategy, that beats a perfect team, that beats a perfect idea or product or service is the belief you have in yourself that the thing that you are pursuing, the vision that you are pursuing can be successful despite having never done it before, despite having not made a dollar, despite not knowing what to do next. I would love to hear your stories of conviction. Please message me on Instagram, Renee_Warren, and tell me about the one thing that you did that shifted the energy in your business to become the person who can lead and be decisive and have self-trust and understand that the path will reveal itself every step of the way. Until next time, ladies, peace out.